You would think that would be pretty beneficial to them. And then you look at Springville. Springville's forward that they started, Savannah Assumption, who actually is playing very well and is a formidable force in the paint. Defensively, Springville plays a pretty tough game as a whole, as a team. And as you know, Ben, the last time these two teams played, Springville had Spanish Fork to just 43 points, which is Spanish Fork's lowest score in region play. And so Springville known for being defensively pretty tough to handle.
For sure, and Spanish Fork's normally known as a also pretty good offensive team, so it's surprising that they were able to keep them to such a low score.
The teams now being announced. Currently, the Lady Red Devils. And then the Red Devils enjoying the home advantage tonight, which they didn't have last time the two teams played. What kind of an advantage do you think that gives the Red Devils?
I think it gives them a huge advantage. I mean, Freddie, you can probably speak to this better than anybody, as you're a former Springville High School alum. But they do have a good crowd here, and so we'll see where that affects them for Spanish Fork. I
did attend Springville as well as Maple Mountain, and I can tell you that these rivalries in the region, they're real. You can feel them in the air. And, you know, tonight, maybe this rivalry isn't quite as bitter as some of the others, but I think you'll see on the court it is alive and well. The two teams about to tip off.
Number 24, Cambry Hazel,
will face off against Springville's Savannah Assumption. Spanish Fork wins the tip. And we begin. Spanish Fork circling the perimeter. Oh, and it looks like a blocking foul called against Assumption. And that's something you don't want to see if you're Springville, an early foul on Assumption, who plays a very vital part of this team.
Yeah, but she was lucky to get that foul. She really had nowhere to go. It looked like she might be coming into a situation where she might have traveled. So Spanish Fork lucky on that part. But not this time, as it's turned over by Spanish Fork. Cambry Hazel.
And here comes Springville down the court. Briley Rudd in control. Excuse me, that would be Allie Monson.
Lydia Austin with the ball up top.
Here's Assumption, drives in the lane, easy layup. And that's much too easy. Spanish Fork really needs to keep an eye on Assumption and crowd the paint a little bit better. That's not something they can afford, is easy buckets by Assumption.
And she's really their most potent in the paint weapon, and so that's really what they're going to need to do is clog it up.
Cambry Hazel, hands off, and that one no good for Mikkel McGuire.
Austin with the rebound, pushes it up, rims out.
Here's Kenzie Branch looking for help. Branch finds McGuire. The layup is no good. And Springville coming back the other way.
But that was an excellent play. They just got to keep on doing those. Pushing on the inside, as we mentioned, they have a little bit of height advantage there.
We'll see if they can take advantage of that advantage. There's Allie Monson. Oh, and the putback is good. Springville taking advantage of second chance points. And it looks like Hazel is fouled. So
before the shot.
Spanish Fork will inbound the ball. And that three-pointer is no good for Hannah King.
Zia Park with the rebound. She pushes it up. Hands it off to Ellie Monson.
Oh, and it looks like another foul in the paint. That was Lydia Austin getting fouled. So a lot of fouls, early fouls here.
Yeah, this could easily translate to a lot of free throw situations at the end of the first quarter.
Oh, what a great defensive play.
Monstrous block by Cambry Hazel. I really like the way that she's getting in the game early here. In the last game, it took her a while to kind of find a rhythm and to get hot. In this game, she's just been putting her fingerprints all over the game right from the start.
Oh, the three-pointer rims in and out for Lydia Austin, but the putback is good.
And again, by Sumption. If they don't watch out, she's going to be tearing them up all game.
You know, I was just about to say that they were playing great defense against Sumption. And then they let her through. They've got to keep a double team on Sumption if they can afford it. Nearly a steal, but Spanish Fork regains control. And Springfield just playing tenacious defense, but they call a travel.
And you know, Spanish Fork looks like needs to mix it up more in this first quarter. They've just been doing a lot of cuts to the basket and not a lot of kickouts, and most of them have been right on this right side of the key, just trying to drive in on that right side, and they need to be working a little bit more on a variety of offense.
The Addie Gillis three-pointer no good. Here comes Springville. Sumption. And they'll call that one a charge.
Hazel drawing the foul.
So our score early is 6-0 with 4 minutes and 45 seconds in the first quarter. Springville jumping out to a quick lead. Spanish Fork just trying to get any kind of momentum going.
Yeah, and it's important to get momentum going here in the first, but
what a pass.
As Hazel starts the momentum, but it's not anything you need to panic about just yet. They're only down by 4. They just need to keep playing hard.
What a beautiful find.
Excellent pass, not quite gathered on time.
Oh, and Park turns it over, but it looks like it's staying with Springville. Last touch by the Dons. And you notice the second chance points for Springville, just way too many if you're Spanish Fork. That's something that you have to limit. You've got to crash the boards better if you want more chances.
For sure. And right now, actually, both teams are doing a pretty good job of offensive rebounds, which is normally not what you see. But Spanish Fork really needs to tighten up on those defensive rebounds.
Springville. Oh, and that one is good. And that's Cheyenne Brown with a nice jumper. Three-pointer, no good. Lady Red Devils pushing the pace. That pass intercepted by Hazel. Hazel being real tough. And Ben, was that a jump ball? I didn't see the call.
No, it looked like
the ball went out of bounds.
No, it looked like Springville was standing out of bounds as they touched it, but somehow it's still called Springville ball. A lot of the players in Spanish Fork having a problem with that. I don't know about that call.
That one mishandled. Here's Allie Monson looking for a teammate. And Cheyenne Brown misses. Let's see if the Dons can capitalize on another possession here. The three-point attempt, it's good. And that is Hannah King with the first three-pointer for the Dons. And that's something you like to see, King getting into rhythm early.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about, them working the ball around and getting open looks, not just trying to drive it in every time with their 2 stars.
Here's Hazel. Hazel no good on the 3. But cleanup.
Oh.
And that goes.
That was an excellent move by Mackenzie Branch.
Branch, a good ball handler, and she's also can be a little shifty in the paint, as you just witnessed.
And that's what we're talking about when you talk about you need to play good post defense. That was way too easy. They just threw it inside, an easy layup.
And there's McGuire with her own little easy shot of her own. Not quite as easy as a layup, but a good find there, and she capitalized.
Olivia Park driving down the lane. And she puts it in.
What a great move.
With the right hand.
Park not shy, being aggressive and just going right at the Dons.
And a long three. Rims out.
Hazel got hot last game from 3. She was influential. And here's Branch with the steal. Branch turns that one over. And
looks like they're calling a foul on Spanish Fork.
As I was saying, Hazel hit a few big threes, at least a couple very crucial three-pointers that led a comeback attempt. Last game against Maple Mountain, it wasn't quite enough because of Springville getting into the paint and getting to the free throw line as Liz Eaton scored 17 points, I believe, from the free throw line. Let's see if the Dons can prevent the same thing happening tonight.
Sure, and that's really last game. The biggest thing that Hazel gave them was momentum. And that's what you hope they can get right now as they're starting to score a little bit more.
Here's the three-point attempt. That one just a little long by Emily Allen. Oh, and that one nearly turned over. Oh, but they'll call a travel before the shot, and it will be Lady Dawn basketball. So go ahead, Ben.
What I'm seeing from Spanish Fork right now is that they're now starting to get really kind of three happy. They're starting to shoot a lot on the outside on the perimeter, which is also good because they're mixing it up from what they're doing earlier, but it would be best if they could mix the two, if they could do some drives, do some kickouts for some threes, see if they can get some inside shots as well.
I agree
full-heartedly. Fast break opportunity here.
Lydia Austin with a nice fast break, capitalizing on that opportunity. And Addie Gillis is fouled on the shot. She'll shoot free throws. And was that a three-point attempt?
I couldn't quite see. It was either a three-point or she was just on the line.
Looks like she'll be shooting 2. And Gillis' first attempt is good. Dons now trail by just 4. They've had a great little comeback run here in the last few minutes. And the second good as well.
Trailing only by 3 now.
Here's 8 seconds left in the quarter.
And they have got to stop Springville from getting so close to the rim. Even though that shot was still contested, it was so close that they pretty much had to foul in order to make it a hard enough shot.
You're spot on, Ben. I think most of the damage that Springville's doing is coming in the paint. In fact, they're not doing much outside. They're not doing trying anything from the perimeter, and they haven't had to thus far. So 5 seconds left in the quarter. We'll see what Spanish Fork can come up with. Oh, and the long 3 is way short. And we end our first quarter looking at a score of 16-11 in favor of Springville. And the teams will talk things over. Spanish Fork will look to make needed adjustments. And with that, we'll take our first break of the night. Come right back. We'll be back in a minute.
Hi, welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson for your insurance and financial needs.
And welcome back to our game tonight. The first quarter just wrapped up. If you're just joining us, welcome, welcome, and welcome. I'm Freddie Woods alongside Ben Morey. We just witnessed a great first quarter between the Dons and the Devils. The Dons finding some late momentum and catching up a little bit. They started out pretty rough there, Ben.
Yeah, and in this quarter, it was really about getting to the foul line there at the end, or getting the fouls on Springville at least. They're being a little bit more aggressive. As you saw there, they got those last 2 foul shots, bringing them within just 3 points at one time. Then they allowed Springville to score again, but that's going to be the key, is just being aggressive, getting to the foul line.
Ben, what do the Dons need to do to keep Springville out of the paint? We know they need to do it, but how do they do it?
I think you have to do your work early. You have to post anyone up as soon as they enter the paint. You can't be playing off your man and waiting until they get the ball thrown to them.
Oh, and what a shot. Was that Ali Monson? Excuse me, I was looking down, but what a great shot. Springville with the early 3. And that will be a foul committed. That's against Springville. So Kenzie Branch will inbound the ball.
And it looks like in this game the refs are calling it pretty tight. As long as it's consistent though, that's okay, and it seems like so far it has been.
A lot of early fouls indeed. Here's Hazel. Hazel goes inside. And Springville's defense playing very tough. And also playing at a pretty quick pace here.
Oh.
And that one too easy. That one from Bailey Wilson. Excuse me.
Alex Sorensen dropping it in. And that was just an amazing play. They worked the ball around, did a couple passes, and just got her wide open for that easy shot.
Spanish Fork trying to move the ball. And Kenzie Branch gets fouled before the shot.
But that was good defense by Alex Sorensen. She was really just trying to make sure there wasn't an easy bucket there. Kenzie Branch will inbound.
Here's Emily Allen. Allen to Branch. Here comes Hazel. Hazel, nice little move. That one rims out. Oh, and that one is good. Here's Elise Wilson, who's getting some nice minutes tonight off the bench, I believe.
And the score now is 20-13. It doesn't seem, though, like if Spanish Fork is doing a bad job here in the third. They look like they're playing well. It just seems like a little more shots are falling for Springville. So if they keep playing the way they are, they could still have a good chance to win this game.
Spanish Fork trying to distribute the ball a little better than they did in the first quarter. And another foul called here against Springville. Springville getting into some early foul trouble. That one looks like it's against Ali Monson. And here's Elise Wilson shooting 2. Or excuse me, that may have been 1-on-1. And here comes Springville the other way.
Ali Monson brings it up. Or Lydia Austin, who passed it over to Olivia Park. And on that play, it just looked like if they almost overpassed it. They had 2 or 3 good looks, but they just kept passing it. No one really wanted to take the shot. Everyone wanted to get an even more open man, which is good, but at some point you got to take the shot.
Oh, and Hazel, nice look there inside. She puts that one through. And I think Hazel needs to take a few more, needs to look more at the basket because she had a nice look there. And she capitalized.
For sure, Hazel's one of the best offensive weapons. They need her to be active on every play if they're going to win this game.
And as we mentioned, she can shoot the three as well. Spanish Fork regains control, passes up the floor. Here's Hazel again going hard. And they're going to call a foul.
And the crowd is not happy about that one.
Looks like she may have traveled, is the call I think they're hoping for. But Hazel will go to the foul line. So with 4 minutes and 58 seconds left in the second quarter, Springville leads by 5 now, 20-15, which is actually their smallest lead in a while in this quarter. And the first one is good for Hazel.
And it's so important to capitalize on those one-on-one opportunities because it gives you an extra free throw right here. And they could be within 3, which would tie their, and they won't get it, but that would be their closest lead of the game.
And here's Lydia Austin. That one's good! From downtown, Lydia Austin pulls the lead to 8 points. And Austin catching fire. Back the other way, that one good! From Emily Allen. Emily Allen with the answer.
And now Springville only up by 4. As you can see, the momentum is starting to tip towards Spanish Fork.
Allie Monson, nice pass, and that one, no good. Oh, bit of a stumbling there, a nice.
Kind of a dangerous foul.
Nice little cleanup on aisle 2. And here is Kennedy Clement shooting free throws.
This would just be one. She made the shot.
And Clement missing that one. And it will stay Springville basketball. Touched last by Adon. Springville moving the ball very well. Oh, and that one no good by Austin this time. She's looking to continue that streak. We'll see if she keeps shooting. Oh, and a travel was called. That's what the crowd was yelling for. They got their wish. Springville will take it the other way. They lead by 6 points, 25-19, with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the second quarter.
But that was a good call by the ref. And it looks like Springville's defense is just being really, really aggressive right now, and it's kind of...
Oh, and Allie Monson.
The shot falls from Allie Monson. It's kind of suffocating Spanish Fork, and it's causing a little bit of trouble in the paint, and they turnovers.
Nice defense from Springville as they push it. Shot no good, but Austin is fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. And Springville been kind of having their way with the pace of this game, really being aggressive on defense, getting a lot of fast break points. How does Spanish Fork limit that?
Yeah, we've definitely seen that, especially in the last few minutes. And really, all you can do is you have to figure out a way to break their defense and their full court press, especially that's been happening these last few minutes. You have to put it in someone's hands that can dribble and that get it down the court, because they've really been flustered by this, throwing too quick of passes, and they just have to calm down and make sure they get it down court.
Here's Branch, that pass is knocked away. And just as you were saying, Ben, they've got to get past that full court press. And a foul there. Not sure who that one was called on. Springville now leading by 10 points, 29-19. And Spanish Fork failing to slow this thing down and get in control. They've got to have a solid possession. The last few minutes, they've just been running the court trying to get anything to go. There's Austin again. You've got to jump out on her.
For sure. Spanish Fork is really playing lax defense right now. They're still in the spots they need to be, but they aren't right on their man. And this Springville team is playing such good offense right now, they have to be right up in their face if they want it to make any difference.
And again, a pass thrown away. It looks like the referee may have accidentally gotten away on that one. A mistake there, such is life. Here come the Red Devils on the attack. Again, Austin just aggressive. That one rims out. Here is Branch. We'll see if the Dons can settle down here. That one thrown away.
And I'm not even sure who that pass was to. I think she was just trying to get it out of her hands as quick as possible. And just like I was saying, they just need to slow down their offense a little bit and make sure that they're making smart passes.
Oh, and the foul called there. And I believe that was on Riley Tobiasen. I believe her teammates call her Toby, a term of endearment.
And these next 2 minutes are going to be incredibly important for Spanish Fork. You always want to finish the half on a strong note, especially when you're down by this good margin. They need to make a couple points, even if they don't lessen the lead by so much. As long as they can get some momentum, prove to themselves that they can come into the second half and get back in this thing.
And Ben, how many passes have the Dons thrown away in a row?
It's got to be 3 or 4, Freddie.
They have got to find a way to slow down their offense. I think they may be a little bit flustered right now as Springville has been absolutely tenacious, has caused some fast breaks and capitalized on those. And so Spanish Fork kind of reeling here, trying to find an answer to slow Springville down, really.
For sure. And the thing is, they're playing a full court press defense. And not only are they getting the turnovers, but after they get the turnovers, their players are already ready for the fast break because of that full court defense. They're already up the court into their own territory, and they're able to just run out the basket.
You would think that at halftime, the Lady Dons would talk this one over, specifically dealing with the full court press. So with 1 minute and 53 seconds remaining in the second quarter, our score 32-19, Springville. Oh, the open look. And that was Megan Lindsay on the three. Just drains that one without hesitation. And the answer, not there. Two will fight for possession.
See that hustle by Megan Lindsay? She just jumped on the ground as soon as that loose ball came down. And that's exactly what Spanish Fork has got to be doing here. They need to be the first ones on the ground every time.
Maybe a sense of urgency is what we would call it. But Spanish Fork so far hasn't seemed to have that urgency that they need.
No, they're playing very timid. They're playing as if it's Springville's house, as it is. But they can't let that affect them.
As we mentioned earlier, the last time these teams met, which was just the beginning of this month, such as region play, Spanish Fork was held to just 43 points, I believe it was, which was their lowest score in region play. And you can see how that was.
Yeah, and today, if you look at the scoreboard, they're right on track for that at 19 points, almost the end of the half. Springville again playing very good defense and capitalizing on the turnovers and the missed shots of Spanish Fork.
And Monson's pass deflected. Looks like it was kicked. So Springville will inbound the ball. And with 1 minute 12 seconds, you've got to think that Spanish Fork wants to get something on the board. Maybe heave up a three or something. What do you say, Ben?
For sure, they definitely want to get something on the board. If I was Spanish Fork right now, I wouldn't try a three. I'd try to get into the paint and try and get some fouls called, get some easy points, because you want these points at the end to get the momentum. And a three can't always go good or can't always rim out.
Oh, the nice pass there. Here is Hazel. A jump ball called as both are fighting for possession. Arrow points to Spanish Fork. They'll inbound. Look. Nice inbound pass there. And Tobiasen with the layup, and that's the kind of play you want to draw up to catch Springville off guard.
Exactly. Get someone to cut inside and get an easy bucket.
They've got to jump out to those shooters on the outside, as Spanish Fork has gotten burned a few times tonight. Oh, and good defense there by Hazel, but just not enough.
Alex Sorensen has just got too much size on her. Springville's biggest player down there, and they just need to watch out, put a body on them right away. And it looked like she did try, but she just wasn't big enough as Alex Sorensen powered her way in.
So just 18 seconds remain, now 15 in the second quarter. Springville leads by 37-21. Here's Austin. Austin to Monson. Monson, that's no good. So we end the second quarter 37-21 in favor of Springville. We'd like to take a minute and mention our awesome sponsors, namely the Car Guys, State Farm, Triple T Heating and Cooling and Plumbing, MVP Sports, 2 Jack's Pizza, and of course, our beloved SFCN. We appreciate everything that you all do for us. And we appreciate our viewers tonight watching our broadcast. We've had a great first half. We'll see what Spanish Fork can do in the second half to get on a run here and see if they can put together a comeback.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
So welcome to halftime of tonight's broadcast and tonight's amazing matchup between the Springville Red Devils and the Spanish Fork Lady Dons. We've witnessed a pretty fun first half. We've witnessed Springville taking control, starting on the defensive end and capitalizing by pushing the pace and really being aggressive in the first half there.
For sure. And you notice that at the beginning, they started out in the paint, pushing it very hard. They got a lot of open shots, and then they went to the outside. And it forced Maple Mountain to have to guard both positions, which makes it very hard when there's a team that can attack you from both the inside and the outside. And that's what Springville did throughout that entire first half. And Maple Mountain doesn't know what to do. Honestly, they're getting scored on.
Spanish Fork. By Maple Mountain, he means Spanish Fork.
Spanish Fork, sorry about that, is getting scored on. On almost every possession, honestly. And so what Springville's got to do is they've got to make sure that they are on their man. Every player needs to be focused in on their man. It has to be where, if they're in the paint, they have a body on them immediately. Because right now, they're trying to get to their man after they get the ball, and it's not working.
So, Ben, what does Spanish Fork need to worry about offensively? Do they need to launch up more three-point attempts? Because, as you saw in the first half, they had a lot of three-point attempts, a lot of them not falling. So, if you're Springville, if you're Spanish Fork, that is, do you keep trying from the perimeter, or do you take things inside?
If I was Spanish Fork, what I would do here is I would try and get my best dribblers to try and penetrate the lane and then do kickouts. With their game right now, they're just throwing it around the outside, and it's because they're really scared of that defense. They may not want to admit it, but they don't want to throw it inside because they've had so many picked off.
And you can't blame them, exactly.
They've had a lot of ones picked off. What they need to do is they need to work on getting on the inside, either through a pass or through a dribble drive, and then kicking it out to the open man. They can still shoot threes, but they have to get that penetration to get them more open and get them more comfortable in their shots.
I'd personally love to see a little more drive and kick action from Spanish Fork to kind of collapse the Springville defense. Isn't that kind of what you want? And then this is, of course, if you want to get some shooting from the outside as well to supplement. That's what I'd love to see personally.
For sure. And as far as Springville goes, they're really playing a very good game right now, especially on defense. We talked about their offense, how they're getting both the inside and the outside attack. But a lot of that is coming from their defensive game because they're playing very tight defense on their man, but they're also keeping their eyes up and they're watching for passes from everyone else. And that's what's been killing them the most. It's not the fact that Spanish Fork can't get a shot up. It's the fact that whenever they pass, there's someone there. And so they're stealing those passes. They've had a lot of turnovers.
And as you can see, they've been flustered, Spanish Fork has, by all of those turnovers. Every time they try to make a play, it's been turned over. In fact, it seemed as if 4 possessions in a row, or maybe even more, there was someone in the passing lanes for Springville, and it led to a fast break, and often Springville is going to capitalize on that fast break.
For sure, and in a game like this, if you're Spanish Fork's coach, what you want to do is you want to try and get your team to move on past that first half. You don't necessarily even want to talk about all the mistakes you made because they're already flustered. What you want to do is just talk about your second half plan. So he'll be trying to be in the locker room right now, trying to get them prepared, teach them how they can get past that full court defense and move the ball around without getting those turnovers.
And if I'm Springville's coach, Ben, let's pretend for a minute, I'm telling my team to not relax because they've done a great job at playing with intensity. They've been aggressive. They played at a great pace. But I don't know if they're aware of the game that Spanish Fork played against Maple Mountain just a few days ago. Spanish Fork never gave up, really, and that game was a lot closer than the score shows. Spanish Fork led a great late comeback that scared a lot of Maple Mountain players and fans, and everyone rooting for them because they played with tenacity. They cranked it up, their defensive intensity, and that's something that I think they could really use in the second half.
For sure, and I think Spanish Fork will come out with some new energy, and they will be ready to try for that. But the most important thing for Springville right now is you have to win that mental battle in the first few minutes of the new quarter, the new half. You have to keep Spanish Fork flustered. You have to play as tight as defense as you can and try to get a few more turnovers. Even if you can't do that for the rest of the game, you have to do that for the first few minutes and try and stop that mental energy that's coming from Spanish Fork. You have to try and negate that.
We'll see who will win that mental and physical battle coming up here in the second half. But first, we take a quick break. Stay right with us.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
And welcome back to our second half, the beginning of our second half. We're excited to see what it has in store for us. We witnessed a tough fought first half. And here we are. I'm Freddie Woods alongside Ben Morey. And we're excited to see this one unfold.
Yeah, and in this second half, it's going to be also important for Spanish Fork to watch out for Lydia Austin. She's playing great in the first half, has 10 points already. And she's just a really outstanding ball player, especially scorer. And fittedly, she has her favorite quote is from Michael Jordan. She says, "Some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, others make it happen."
And boy, she made it happen in the first half. You notice she wasn't shy at all to take the big shots, the three-point shots. she wasn't shy to make big defensive plays, and she led a lot of those fast breaks. And the way she's playing, she's really made the difference in intensity. She's led her team to that edge.
That's a very Jordan-esque quality. Not being shy to take shots, not being shy of the moment.
She must have watched him a lot. She studied her hero. So here we are, ready to begin. We'll see what Spanish Fork, what kind of battle plan they've come up with. They look pumped and ready to go. We'll see if they can notch up their intensity, as we discussed during halftime. So here's Allie Monson. Monson drives. She kicks out. Here's Fredrickson. That one no good. And that's what you want if you're Spanish Fork, a stop and an offensive opportunity to make something happen.
They've got to watch themselves with passes like that, though, in their turnover.
Here's Branch. And there, a nice little baseline drive, but no good for Gillis. And here comes Springville on the break. Oh, and what a block by Hazel.
Her second of the night.
And that one, although very nasty, was clean. Here is Monson's to pass, deflected. Gillis, Hazel, yes!
And we talked about this, Hazel's got to be active. It looks like she's starting the second half, ready for a comeback.
And Ben, can't you already feel a difference in mentality, in intensity for the Lady Dons?
For sure, they certainly seem like if they're more composed now, they're not as flustered. We'll see if they can keep that up.
Park inside to Sumption. Sumption, nice little pass. Kick back out. Oh my word, and the passing, you've got to admire that. As Fredrickson puts it away.
And that was good defense from the Dons, but just better offense, excellent passing.
Just the court awareness of every player on the floor was amazing.
And that's something that you see a lot more in women's basketball, how every person kind of plays a point guard. They share the ball so much. It's a skill we don't see as much in men's basketball, as many like to go one-on-one.
As the three from Austin rims out. That pass deflected. But nice scrappy job by the Lady Dons. Here's Hazel, that one's good, nice little jumper.
Are we starting to feel a theme alert, Freddie?
Say that again, Ben.
Are we starting to see a theme alert from Hazel?
I believe so.
Happened last game, we'll see if it can happen tonight.
Hazel does seem to have a knack for leading that comeback and being that spark on her team. And it was a nice block that is called a foul. But Hazel being very, very active offensively and defensively. She looks to be very locked in right now.
And Hazel's definitely a leader for the Spanish Fork team. We'll hope that that same aggressiveness and that same focus especially will rub off on the rest of the team.
Fredrickson's first shot is off the front rim. Her second attempt goes through. So Springville leads 40-25 with 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Springville again with the full court press. Lady Dons pushing the pace. Here's Hazel being aggressive. Hazel, that one's good as well.
Is that 3 in a row for Hazel now?
I believe so. Sumption. That one straight on, but no good. Oh, that one, nice steal. And then the foul committed by Mikkel McGuire. But just a great active hands there by Olivia Park. So
yeah.
Park will go to the line.
Yeah, and you see the frustration right there with Spanish Fork. They just can't let that get to them. As they are playing very hard right now, they have to remain focused and not get flustered or frustrated again in the second half.
And you can kind of feel the momentum just shift back and forth. Spanish Fork been riding some decent momentum. And that wave of momentum, of course, led by Hazel. So that one is good. Springville now leads 42-27. Nice pass there, but Branch cannot finish as she's swarmed by defenders. Springville on the break. Too easy. Springville with another easy two.
And Cheyenne Brown just took that coast to coast. Just like you said, Freddie, too easy. You can't let one person beat you like that.
There's Hannah King. That one's short. Springville comes up with a rebound, but it's stolen. And here come the Dons. That one blocked. McGuire's shot. Hazel, great pass. Yes, and one. And Addie Gillis will shoot one for the chance at a three-point play.
But how about that pass by Hazel just around the defender?
So pretty.
She is definitely looking to lead her team right now, trying to get everyone involved and everyone focused on this comeback.
Being aggressive, but also selfless and distributing to her teammates when she feels appropriate.
That's the only way they're going to get back in this thing.
So here's Gillis with her attempt. It's good. They now trail, the Dons that is, by 14. You'll see Springville slowing down the pace a little bit in an attempt to kind of slow down momentum that's obviously been favoring the Dons.
I don't know if that's a good strategy right now for Springville. Is the Dons they're playing well, but they're still just on the edge of being out of control. If they keep on pushing, they might be able to push past that and get Spanish Fork flustered and frustrated again.
Violation there by Springville gives the ball to the Lady Dons again. That one, a little dangerous pass. The three-point attempt, no good. Spanish Fork on the rebound, but I believe they call over the back. And that was called on, I believe, Taylor Stewart, who just checked into the game for the first time.
Olivia Park comes off the baseline.
Oh, and an open look, but no good, but that one put back. That was Cheyenne Brown on the putback. Springville now leads 46-30. Springville just playing tough defense. It's making it really tough for Spanish Fork to find anyone open. And there you go.
Still. They'll push it down the court. Looked like that might have been a foul.
That one put back. And there's Alex Sorensen, who's played very well tonight. Here's Hazel. That one good. Looked a little wild, but she puts that one in. Whatever works, right?
Whatever works. At this point, you want to be pushing the tempo, because if you're Spanish Fork, you have to get as many points in as possible. They're down right now by 16. You need to get that lead a little lower going into the fourth if you want to have a chance at this.
Oh, Austin, nice spin, but it doesn't go. That one knocked away. Springville regains control. Austin pump fakes. Austin loses control.
Great defense by Hazel with the steal.
Here comes Spanish Fork. Oh, and that one no good by Hazel. Here comes the Devils.
Olivia Park looking to get involved for the first time in the second half.
Nice pass there, and Austin finishes. And Springville again capitalizing on these fast breaks.
And now led by Olivia Park, just an excellent pass off, and gets her teammate open for the wide open layup.
So we'll take this opportunity to thank our sponsors,
which are the Car Guys, State Farm, Triple T Heating and Cooling, MVP Sports, Two Jacks Pizza, and of course, SFCN. Very thankful for everything they do for us. This show would not be possible without them.
Ben, if you're Spanish Fork and you're in the huddle right now, if you're Spanish Fork's coach, what are you telling your players?
I think you're telling them keep being aggressive and look to get Hazel involved. Even though she is involved, you want to keep going for a hot hand, but you want to make sure the offense flows through her. Other people are going to have to start shooting at some point, but it needs to flow through her, because each time she gets the ball, all eyes are on her, which makes someone else open.
Hazel has been relatively consistent. She's had a few misses, but you got to want the ball in her hands. She's got to be your first choice if you're Spanish Fork. And as you mentioned, she's not playing selfish ball either. She's looking to find the open player.
Exactly.
So Spanish Fork with the ball. We'll see what they can do offensively to cut into this deficit here. Springville leading 50-32. Again, the tough defense by Springville. They've had a nice effort all night. Nice little pass. That one deflected. And the putback is good by Taylor Stewart coming off the bench.
And it looked like in that timeout, Coach for Springville told his team to play even harder on Hazel, but that opened up someone else, and that allowed them to score.
Just as you were talking about. Oh, and that one blocked, but the second chance points have just been too many for Springville. Oh, and it looks like Branch may have traveled. So Springville will take over here. Just 1 minute left in the third quarter. Springville passing very well. Trying to find the open shot. The Spanish Fork with a nice defensive effort. That three-pointer, no good. Put back, no good.
How about that rebound by Alex Sorensen? She's been huge for their team. And it's going to be really hard for Spanish Fork to come back if they can't get any of these rebounds.
I think you nailed it right on the head, Ben, and that's something they've struggled with all night. That three-point attempt, no good. And is that a shot you want to see, Ben, at this point in the possession?
It definitely is. We want them to work it inside more. That's where they've been effective, especially in the last few minutes.
Hazel on the fast break, yes. That one goes. So at the end of the third, Spanish Fork trails 36 to Springville's 52. We'll take this opportunity to take a break, and we hope you won't leave us. We'll see you in a moment.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson for your insurance and financial needs.
You doing? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the beginning of our fourth quarter. Springville leading 52-36 against a Lady Dawn squad that has been fighting hard, but has come up short thus far. And Ben, what's your diagnosis today? What are the Dons doing wrong? What do they need to improve at this point?
You know, the biggest thing tonight is fairly obvious. It's the turnovers. Not only did they have that passing mishap in the first half where they had many passes in a row that were intercepted, but they've also had a lot of traveling calls, a lot of bad offensive fouls that have resulted in too many turnovers, and you just can't have that when you're playing in a team as high caliber as Springville.
Branch has that one knocked away, but they'll call a foul. That one is on Cheyenne Brown. So here's Hazel declining to shoot, looking for the open man. And that three-point attempt is short. Springville on the fast break yet again, and they convert. That's something you've got to stop if you're Spanish Fork.
Yeah, and you've got, if you're the backcourt of Spanish Fork, especially as you see Hazel back there, you have got to get back.
So the problem is not getting back fast enough.
For sure. They were just able to pass that one up, and it wasn't a steal, it was just a rebound. And you never want to let rebounds turn into fast break opportunities, because you really have an opportunity as the guards to get back.
And you just saw their quick hands by Tobiasen to get the steal. Leads to another Spanish Fork possession, but they have got to stop turning the ball over. It's that simple.
Great hustle play by Hazel right there. She gets another rebound.
A nice move there, but that one just doesn't quite go for Emily Allen, and the shots just aren't falling for Spanish Fork.
Yeah, in that situation, I'd like to see, you know, another pass or two. She did get into the paint, but then those two defenders on her, if she could get another pass or two and get a more open shot, it'd be even higher percentage.
Spanish Fork dealing with the full court press better than they did in the first half. We can agree on that.
For sure. They're definitely playing more controlled, but the problem is they're still not getting back on defense.
Springville just pushing the tempo when it's working for them. Why change it? If it's not broken, don't fix it.
I wouldn't either.
On the other hand, the defensive effort as far as getting back is broken, and Spanish Fork has to find a way to fix it if they want any hope of coming back in this one. And it looks like subs will come in for Spanish Fork. That would be Mikkel McGuire. And for Springville, Allie Monson will come back into the game. Cheyenne Brown will take a seat.
And Cheyenne Brown has just been incredible in the second half, totaling up to 16 points for the game now.
Brown just must need a breather. Either that or Springville's looking to get some other players involved here with a comfortable lead, as the Devils lead by 20 points.
Now Springville getting a turnover, giving the Mountain another chance to see if they can take away at this lead.
So Ben, we've talked about defense. I mean, I know it starts there, but where do the Dons need to tweak things on offense? What do they need to do?
Well, on offense, at least in the last few minutes, they haven't been doing a bad job. The main thing is that they are still a little trigger happy when they get their first open shot. They still need to make sure that it is the best shot. But they have been working a lot through Hazel, which has been resulting in the open man getting the best shot they can. So they need to just keep doing what they can on offense, but get really more shot opportunities and avoid turning over the ball.
Just like this. You called it. There it is. Another fast break. Layup for Springville. Here's Branch. It looks like she is fouled again. Branch has been fouled a lot tonight, as that is one of the only options at stopping her, right?
For sure. She's a very good dribbler. She can get past you. And so as soon as she gets that first step on you, you either got to foul or you got to call the help defense on over.
Here's Hannah King.
They're looking to get it into Hazel.
Oh, and that one deflected. Here's Sumption pushing the pace. Sumption takes it herself. She's fouled. She'll go to the line.
Very aggressive play by Sumption. That was really all they could do once they let her get that deep. You have to stop her further up top.
But that's the key. You don't have many options once you've let them through. You have got to get back, though, so that you have more options at stopping him. We sound like a broken record, but Spanish Fork just failing to find a solution to this problem. It's been posed on them all night.
For sure. As soon as your guy gets one step on you, it's already too late.
The second one good by Sumption. So Spanish Fork now trailing 59-36. Just 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in this last quarter. That three looked good, but barely long. Spanish Fork with the offensive board. That one an air ball from the three-point line. Launched up by Hazel. And Spanish Fork, Springville, excuse me, with the ball once again. Ooh.
Clean play right there, though. It looked like she just got tripped up a little bit on the ball. They'll retain possession.
Parker, good ball handler, but it looks like she just maybe tried to do a little too much. Stumbled on her own feet there. But Springville not stumbling at all offensively thus far. So they dropped 59 points in not even 4 quarters. They're playing well. And here is Sumption. Sumption with the nice pass. That one is blocked. Good play by Hazel. Will they call that a foul?
There was a foul, but I believe it was after the shot, and it was on Springville, or after the blocked attempt. And is that Hazel's 3rd or 4th block of the game?
That may have been Hazel's 4th.
Pretty impressive.
Indeed, indeed.
Playing at both ends of the floor.
Hazel thought about it, reconsidered. And that one is good. What a pretty looking shot from Hannah King. And wow, her form was great. You've got to want her to take that one again. Took the open shot. The problem tonight, as you mentioned, Ben, was not necessarily that Spanish Fork isn't getting any open looks, just that they haven't been falling when those open looks have come. Here's Sumption being aggressive as usual. That layup no good. A good defensive effort by the Dons.
And they get it to Hazel.
That one falls. Hazel has been money tonight. Been pretty consistent from short range. And so Spanish Fork cutting into the lead now have 40 points to Springville's 59 with just under 3 minutes to go. Oh, and Hazel looking to steal. Couldn't quite come up with it.
And just as we talked about at the beginning, the Spanish Fork team is not one to give up. And we're seeing that especially from Hazel tonight. She is still fighting on every possession, defensive and offensively, also with the huge lead.
That's right. Even with the score looking like it may be a little bit out of hand, looking like the game may be a little out of reach, you've got to love to see Spanish Fork playing with heart. It looks like they've notched up intensity in the last few minutes. So that's good to see.
But another good shot coming in from Olivia Parks, scoring her 3rd bucket.
Hazel kicking out. You've got to like that open look. And that one's good. McGuire with the 3-point attempts. That pulls Spanish Fork to 43 points. That ball was kicked off of Springville. Looks like Spanish Fork.
Yeah, a little bit of luck there for Spanish Fork as Allie Monson kicks it off her own foot while she's dribbling.
So just under 2 minutes to play. Our score here, 61-43. Springville has been leading the entire game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they came out and got an early lead of 6-0, and then it looked like for a while Spanish Fork there was making a good comeback, was playing good ball, but in this last quarter and a half especially, they've been just outplayed on defense and offense.
You just saw Hazel from the top of the key again. She's been money and she's feeling it, and she's letting that translate to both sides of the ball, as you said, Ben. She's defensively very active as well. Springville kind of taking their time here, passing well, but Sumption, just as I say that, is aggressive, drives to the lane, gets the 2 points. And Springville now has 63 points to Spanish Fork's 45. 1 minute to play.
Yeah, and on that one, there was really no help defense in the inside. As soon as she got past first defender, it was just a straight lane to the basket.
Sumption will lay off. Spanish Fork pressing. Trying to come up with a trap, anything to turn the ball over. Gotta love the way they don't give up.
It looks like Springville is just trying to dribble out the rest of this game here, as they should. Only 30 seconds left. Looks like this one will go down as a loss for Spanish Fork.
So, Monson fouled there. And she'll shoot too.
It'll extend the game.
Excuse me, she'll inbound the ball. Austin will.
Spanish Forks are trying to get a little of extra time here, maybe score a couple more points.
And another foul here. And this time it looks like that Chipman will shoot. And that should be 1 and 1. That one's no good. Branch with the rebound. Oh, and here's Hazel. Lost the ball assumption. They'll call that one a jump ball. Arrow favors Springville. And just 7 seconds here left in the game. So Springville will dribble this one out, but not before Allie Monson will get fouled with 1 second left.
And again, Spanish Fork just wants to fight till the end. They obviously know they're not going to win this game, but they still want to fight to the end, get whatever they can.
You've got to love
Scrappy
that.
team.
I love seeing that, Ben. I really do. And the buzzer wraps this one up for us. Springville coming out with the victory. Our final score tonight, 63-45. The Red Devils in control most of the night tonight. But Spanish Fork, as you mentioned, Ben, never giving up, really fighting. And they have some things to work on that I think they will take and will do well with.
For sure, Spanish Fork has a lot of weapons. They just need to put it all together.
So we'll take a break here, and we'll come back, so don't leave us. Be back in a minute.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
A lot of
here for our post-game wrap-up. We've witnessed a great hard-fought battle by both teams tonight. Ben, what did you see?
For sure. I did see a hard-fought battle from both teams, but just as we said at halftime, it just looked like Spanish Fork for a good portion of the game was just a little flustered that caused them to be able to get a great lead, Springville, I mean. And a lot of the Spanish Fork players, they still fought, but I think during that second half they did have their spirits broken a little bit. They didn't really believe they were going to win. They were in it to fight, but they didn't really believe they were going to win, and you can't play like that.
And to Springville's credit, a great decision to stick with that full court press when they were having so much success. You know, it can be a little risky to press, I mean, really most of the night. And they had success with it. They were able to create a lot of turnovers with it, and Spanish Fork just not able to get back defensively. And even when they did, sometimes just couldn't stop that fast break.
For sure. And just like I said, it is risky to do the full court press. You could give up a lot of fast break points yourself, but Springville playing tight enough in all aspects of the game to not allow those mistakes and took advantage of it.
So Ben, if you're Spanish Fork, what do you take from this game? Just give me 1 or 2 things to carry into next game in region play here.
Well, I think one of the biggest things is that you have to get Hazel involved from the start. She was really good in the second half, but she really needs to be involved throughout the whole game. She doesn't necessarily need to score in bunches, but she needs to be that threat that will open up the floor for everyone else.
So that brings us to our MVP of the game, which is Lydia Austin from Springville. Ben, what did she do well tonight?
Lydia came out aggressive, looking to score and also assist. She had 10 points at the halftime and just continued to add to that. She's getting everyone else involved as well. Just ran the team very well tonight.
Austin really, we talked about the defensive intensity, which led to a lot of fast break points. Austin was really at the head of the charts for a lot of that, and as you mentioned, never playing selfish, really finding that open player, and that converted to a lot of offensive success for Springville.
For sure. I don't think the offensive game would have been nearly as easy without Austin tonight leading the way, also getting steals and leading that fast break.
And now, Ben, if you're Springville, what do you take from this game, and what do you either keep or what do you improve on even more?
If I'm Springville, I do look to keep the same game plan that they had tonight. Obviously tweak it every night, but it was a very good all-around game. The only thing I would say is maybe try and work the ball inside a little bit more, as they did have some good bigs and they had some good points in the paint in the first half, but kind of went away from that.
So Springville successfully defends their home court, moves on in region play with that first place spot, of course, sharing with Maple Mountain. Maple Mountain, as we mentioned, holding that tiebreaker in their pocket. But we move on in region play. We've witnessed a great game tonight. We thank you for joining us. I'm Freddie Woods alongside Ben Morey. And until next time, this is Spanish Fork Channel 17. We'll see you later.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson for your insurance and financial needs.